Welcome back to our podcast. Today we have the founder, Mrs. Priyanka Naveen with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
I know that you are an aeronautical engineer.
Whenever I go anywhere, the same question is being asked. After my first child, I have seen my own postpartum depression. That's where my journey into mental health has started.
Okay.
I started a center called as TruHap Positive Psychology Center.
So how do they handle inside the house? How do you handle that situation?
They can't manage the child. But at an age of 11, 12, they become very impulsive. Sometimes the stories are so heart-touching. A girl coming to you and saying she has been molested or raped by a family member. Hardly 15 years old, and she's telling this has happened to her at an age of 10 years and 11 years.
Quickly, what do you tell people?
One thing I would say is recognize your triggers. One message when it comes to mental health, do not ignore yourself. When you ignore yourself, the whole world around you will ignore you.
Welcome back to our podcast. This is about Positive Psychology and Child Development Center known as TruHap. Today we have the founder, Mrs. Priyanka Naveen with us. Let us ask her about this center, what do they do, how do they support the children, how do they support the parents, and a whole lot of other things, what do they do, and they do a lot of interesting things to help the society in large. Let us talk to her and let us invite her to our studios today. Thank you, madam. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much. I'm very grateful and very honored to be here, part of this podcast. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. I know that you are an aeronautical engineer, which you passed in 2009 or something like that. So, from an aeronautical engineer, you could have had a better career there, or I'm not saying this career is something low or whatever, but that's a very high flying career and all that. What made you come to this line?
Yes, whenever I go anywhere, the same question is being asked. Being an aeronautical engineer was my childhood dream. I have established it, achieved it also, and I worked almost for around 5 years as a design engineer in one of the biggest giant companies actually.
Okay.
So, after my first child, I have seen my own postpartum depression.
Okay.
I had seen it very closely. I have lived it, and I know what it is being depressed.
Experienced it well.
Yes, and that's where my journey into mental health has started.
Okay.
I initially started taking corporate sessions where I was speaking about women's mental health and depression. Later on, I have realized, or I thought, I need to have credibility. So that's where I have pursued my MA in psychology. And after my MA in psychology, I started a center called as TruHap Positive Psychology Center. Initially, I started it only for the adults. Later on, after a year and a half, I have started the child development center also.
Okay.
So right now, we have around 16 employees that support us with both adult as well as child therapies and counseling sessions.
Okay. So you have qualified therapists, because in my experience, I have a friend who does the same kind of service to the society. So he has some qualified therapists. That is where I came to know that therapists must be qualified,
Yes.
good enough to understand the child's psychology and all that.
Right. Most of the parents are not aware that there's a degree called as Masters in Occupational Therapy. There's a degree called as Bachelor's or Masters in Speech and Language Pathology. MPhil Rehabilitation Psychologist. And all these therapists, MOT, BOT or psychologists, all of them, they have license.
Okay.
They need to have license from RCI or their respective association. Now, these are called as the qualified or certified professionals. And I'm very proud that we have one MOT, one BOT, one BSLP. And since I have started, we have hired only these professionals to do occupational therapy, behavior therapy as well as speech therapy.
This is a very special area.
Yes.
Because parents as well as the child, everybody will be in a stressful environment always.
Yes.
So what do you tell the parent the moment they understand the child is a special child? So what do you tell the parent, or how do you identify the child is a special child?
To identify the child, we follow a checklist or a proper assessment is done by an RCI psychologist.
Okay.
Now, once the assessment is done, that's where we counsel what is required to be done next.
Okay.
But the problem or the main challenge that we face is, as soon as the parent comes to us and we say that these are the symptoms that we are seeing in the child, and the child need diagnosis to actually make sure that whether the child is falling on the spectrum or has ADHD or any other neurodevelopmental disorder.
Okay.
The problem is many parents don't want to accept. They don't want to see that their child has any kind of problem, developmental issues. They don't want to get the diagnosis done.
Okay.
They say that they don't want to label the child, but it is not about labeling the child. It is about understanding the child and giving them the appropriate support that they need.
Okay.
It's as very simple. Like whether you have dengue, typhoid, malaria, what is that you have? That is what the doctor needs to know to prescribe you medication. Similarly, even a psychologist or any other therapist need to know what is the diagnosis of the child to actually properly design the therapy.
Yeah.
Without this diagnosis, even the therapist won't be able to design it appropriately. We are not diagnosing the child to label the child, but we are diagnosing the child to understand and support the child in an appropriate way that is required.
Yeah.
Many parents don't want to go for this. Many parents don't want to accept.
What could be the reason parents not accepting?
Societal pressure.
Okay.
It's like no one wants to tell that my child goes to a therapy center. We had a parent with us whose child has recovered very well, who was brought to us very early at around 2 years. And he very quickly started the mainstream education also. But when we asked the parent, ma'am, you are very happy with our services. Why don't you give us a Google review for us? And the parent said, we have never disclosed about my child going to therapy center to anyone. And if I put a review for you, then it is like announcing that my child required therapies.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Yeah. Okay.
So it is like they take it as a taboo or
Taboo.
very bad.
Yeah.
They don't want to show anyone that my child goes for therapies. So that is major problem.
But how do you counsel parents to accept it? No? That's a very tough part. Counseling a child and a child's behavior is a fairly easy job.
Yes.
Than counseling an adult and trying to change his habits or his fixed thoughts, we really cannot. Somebody comes and tells me, you do this, I'll say, get going, man. I know a lot of things. Kind of a attitude will be there for an adult. It's normal.
Yes.
But then how do you handle that?
We try to handle, I will say. We are not always successful in all the cases. There are parents who don't want to accept. And then we say that, for example, I'll give you one example. If a child comes to us for speech therapy, sometimes we recognize that the child is very hyperactive and sitting in speech therapy classes for at least 40 minutes, 30 minutes and taking the instructions and working on the therapy may not be possible.
Yeah.
So we suggest go for occupational therapy until the child, achieves sitting tolerance, and then you can start speech therapy. So what you get back is, I have come for speech therapy. You're trying to sell me occupational therapy. You're trying to generate money. You're trying to generate business out of it. But we are sitting there to help out children. As professionals, seeing so many cases over so many years, we know what is right for the child. That is what we suggest. In fact, taking speech therapy when the child doesn't have sitting tolerance is waste of your money. Even when we are trying to counsel them, show them what it is, there are parents who don't want to listen. So sometimes we fail also. Not every person can be counseled. So that's the reality.
I have this thought which I will share with you. See, the child is still young. Parents have money. Parents are also young parents. They still have that energy in their bodies, and then they have time there. But once the child grows beyond 15 and 16, and the parents also obviously they will grow.
Yes.
So how do they handle inside the house? How do you handle that situation?
That situation, they usually bring the child, and that's where around 11 years, 12 years. That's where they say, we want to keep the child with you for whole day.
Okay.
They can't manage the child. They try to manage the child without therapies or any support. There are parents who had nannies or maids at home to manage the child. But at an age of 11, 12, they become very impulsive. They are very aggressive. They hit, they beat, they kick. There's a lot of damage that happens. That's where they bring the child and they say, take him, and that's
Okay.
where even we find it very difficult.
Very
Though we
tough.
have those services also for enabled where the parent can leave the child with us. We have a therapy integrated learning program.
Okay.
So we keep the child with us from morning 9 to 3:30. In case daycare is also required, we provide. But the challenge is, if they are very aggressive, 11 years, 12 years, then it becomes very difficult for us to manage them in the group also.
Yeah.
So the best thing is early intervention. You will be able to recognize if your child needs support at an age of 2 years. Maximum by 2 years, you will know that maybe my child needs support. And that's the right time to act. Act immediately so that you don't have to wait until your child becomes so unmanageable and then, put them in a special school or drop them in a special children
Care.
daycare and all. So act immediately so that you don't see those worst situations. I would say.
Yeah. When the parents get to beyond 50s, the child will be about 25, 26, assuming it to be like that. At that age, it is difficult for the parent to handle these people. What is the future for the child? Anyway, they crossed 50. I'm not saying they don't have a
Yes.
future beyond 50 and all that, but they would have seen a fairly good life. And then that is a time where they really want some rest.
Yes.
And this is a time that these people need more support because they are about 25. How does the society accept them? What are the opportunities for them?
Depending on their intellectual abilities, IQ, I would say, there's something called as vocational training.
Okay.
So once you start with the therapies and then you at certain age, around 14 years, 15 years, when you think that they are not able to go into the mainstream education and the mainstream jobs in societies, that's where vocational training can be started.
Okay.
Simple vocational training examples are the candle making, it could be, or the paper cups or the paper plates. So these kind of vocational trainings that can be provided to these children and they can be made financially independent.
Yeah.
And there are places where these kids can be taken care of.
Okay. There are places.
Yes.
So once you train them, you recommend to that places.
Yes,
So,
vocational trainings and independence at certain age also they train.
okay. This is another typical question. Do you counsel parents also?
Yes. At our center, we have this free consultation for the parents
Okay.
whose children are enrolled with us for their mental health issues, especially when it comes to parenting.
Okay.
So, what happens is being a mother itself is a stressful thing. And being a mother of a child with autism or ADHD is double the stress.
Yeah.
So usually the mothers or both the parents, they undergo a lot of stress. Child management or marital issues, there are a lot of things. So we support all the parents who come to us with their child in their own mental health journey also, in their personal and marital issues also.
Okay. While I was talking to you, this is what struck my mind. The therapists are there. The child is hyperactive. I am just giving one scenario. Might be there, might not be there, but the therapist is there, trained. And then the child is an autistic child with a lot of energy and all that. Even he kicks the therapist and all that. So how do you handle the therapist? Therapist also needs some counseling, isn't it?
Therapists also need counseling, but mostly the therapists who are in this field, who are working with children, they are aware of what is going to be their day life. They have to handle 10 to 11 children in a day. Sometimes it is like we provide them with assistant therapists so that they don't take the whole pressure, and we also give them some breaks and all. Every Saturday we try to have some fun at work activities so that our therapists are rejuvenating at least at the end of the week and they come fresh.
They'll unwind
on
also.
Monday. Yes. So every Saturday, half day we dedicate for the therapist meetings or sessions, the group activities and all. But after lunch, it is usually free. So that's where we conduct this fun at work activities for our staff.
It's okay. I also know that your organization is also into social, responsibility.
Yes.
I mean, feeding the poor or something like that. What is it about? Can you?
So it's a Clay Pot Foundation that we have started. So the agenda of Clay Pot
Clay
Foundation.
pot.
Yes.
Okay.
Mattikunda.
Mattikunda.
So the agenda of Clay Pot Foundation when we started was to support children with autism and ADHD with therapies.
Okay.
When it is quality therapies, then the costing is very high. And we are not in a position to give at low cost to everyone because we also need to pay salaries and rents.
Yeah.
So what we have done is we have started a foundation and we have taken funds from the donors and we have supported children. We had one child whose father was a cab driver. We had one child whose father used to put cylinders. So there was one parent who was a single parent, single mother, and she didn't have any financial support. So we have supported children with various financial backgrounds
also.
Yes. So at a very low cost, we have given. In few cases, we have given it free of cost also. So depending on what is their affordability, we have either reduced or we have made it free.
So we made it free.
So Claypot is the foundation through which we support these children.
Every Saturday you do that?
Every Saturday we do food donation drive that happens right below our center at our center location only. So it is either through the donors we do. Sometimes we, it's like, if we are not asking, we don't get funds. So when we don't get funds, we do it from our pocket. When we get funds, we do it through sponsorships. So every Saturday we do it, whether or we don't get the donations, this keeps going. That's a personal thing for me to do the Annadana every Saturday. So we do it.
How do the donors feel? Why should they give the donation to you?
There is nothing like they should give me. It is up to their social responsibility. For example, food donation is something that we have been doing since April, I suppose. And till now, we have done 13 food donations back to back every Saturday. And it's like, it is through their happiness, they find it good and satisfying that they donate. Not only for food donations, but we have also done a huge bag donation drive a couple of weeks ago. And we have donated 150 bags. Every bag has been donated through a donor only. So we have collected funds. We have done, the organization and all. But it is out of their own personal satisfaction they give. Yes.
Now, is there a element of supporting women in this? I mean, if suppose like a franchisee for your organization.
We would definitely like to get into franchisee model for our psychology centers. As well as we are coming up with a new project called as True Sakhi under Claypot Foundation, where it is all about empowerment of women. Now, during this bag donation drive only, there were many women who have come up to me and asking us, like, what is that you can do for women? You have done something for the children. You are doing something called as food donation drive for the society. We are women over here. We have skill. Those are the women who have already done some agarbattis and candles. The challenge they have faced was when it comes to product marketing.
Marketing is a big challenge for them.
Yes. So the government already has few sectors where they train these people. So they're willing to go and learn and come. They will be given raw material by the government only. But when it comes to sales, that is where they wanted. So we are starting a brand called as True Sakhi, under which we want to sell all these products. So maybe by Dasra, with Dasra materials or the Dasra requirements, we are coming up very soon.
Very soon. Dasra is not very far now.
Yes. So we are already planning it. So by Dasra, we should be able to launch.
In that case, you'll also become a true Sakhi for all the women entrepreneurs.
Yeah, that is the dream actually. Being a woman, I feel, I have achieved certain things in my life. There are so many things that I want to achieve more. And I believe there are many women out there who also want to do it, just that they need some support. And that some support is where I want to step in. Not only me, I have a team who is, willing to support. There are many of my friends and families who are looking forward to provide that support. So all of us together, maybe, we will be able to support many other women over there.
Yeah. But so many supports are there for you, support structures, can we say.
Yes.
There's one big support for you in the form of Naveen.
Yes, definitely. Without him, nothing of me sitting here would have not been possible. Definitely.
So how does he handle? You come with a lot of stress when you go into organization, you talk to parents, support them and all that.
Yes.
So you go home with all that stressful environment and all that.
Yes,
No, we're
yes.
not saying anything to the parents or whatever, but it is their stress that we definitely need to address.
Hmm.
So, how do you, how does he handle you with all
Basically, he
the?
doesn't have any other option. He has to handle me.
Basically, he has no choice.
Yeah, sometimes it
Ah.
happens that breakdowns happen to me also.
Hmm.
I am good at handling my own stress, whether it is with my workouts or I do a little bit of art and craft, spending time with my children and all. These are kind of de-stressors for me.
Okay.
But at times when it is, the business is not running well, there's financial support that is required, and I am, going haywire and all. He's the first person who steps in. He's the first person who says, "Chillax, relax. I am here for you." So
Good.
that itself is like, okay, chalo,
Ah,
step down. He's there to take care.
right. You give all the stress to him.
Yeah. So there are times where I not there are times, I'll say most of the times, many of the times, or every time, he is the only person
Of
to
course,
whom
yeah.
I go and I vent out or tell what is happening, and all. He's the only one who has learned through years that how to handle me, and
That
is doing a very well
that
job.
boxing
Good job.
sandbox.
Yeah, kind of. Sometimes it is required.
Sometimes, yeah.
It is one of
It is.
the many ways of venting
No,
out.
but
So he
yeah,
handles it.
poor man, he has to take it from you, has to take it from his bosses. Doesn't have a choice.
See, marriage comes
But
with its own pros and cons. So
yeah,
one of it's a pro for me, it's a con for
no,
him.
pro for him also. There's no choice. You can't say it's con.
Yeah.
All right, now let's come back to this one point. I was thinking how your TruHap will be really helpful for women in empowering them. Is there an opportunity for franchisee or the corporates where they will have CSR, the corporate social responsibility?
Yes.
How do you handle all that?
TruHap, definitely we are looking for franchises.
Okay.
There's nothing like, it has to be a woman or man. Anyone, it is okay, but anyone related to our field
Hmm.
can take up the franchisee. But when it comes to Claypot, that is where we are working towards women empowerment.
Okay.
Through Claypot, under the project name called as True Sakhi.
Okay.
Same
You said
TruHap,
True Sakhi.
True Sakhi.
Hmm.
So under that project, in case if you are someone who has a skill in you, it could be anything, any woman who is into baking, stitching, fashion designing, interior designing, or any handmade products, that woman can help the poorer woman or the underprivileged woman to learn the skill and then sell these
Okay.
products also.
Okay.
For example, I run a fashion studio and I need workers who can sit at home and make some small roses or the buttons or anything that will be helpful for me.
Yeah.
Now, these are the women who can reach out to us, and we can connect these entrepreneurs to this women network,
Okay.
and they can help the business.
Okay.
That is one way how women can empower the other women.
Yeah.
Women
Yeah.
entrepreneurship or women empowerment can be done. And when it comes to CSR, right now Claypot is registered under Ministry of Corporate Affairs.
Okay.
So we are eligible to take CSR funds. So we getting associated with the corporate companies will enable us not only for women empowerment but also with neurodevelopmental delayed kids therapies.
Okay.
So they can empower us with the therapies also. They can support us with women empowerment also. They can support us with school constructions, or we call it as Project Pathshala,
Okay. Oh.
where we support schools, children, and the education in various ways.
Various ways. Okay.
Yes.
Also will be helpful for the corporate employees also, where their children will be special children.
Yes.
The possibility.
Definitely.
The possibility, and then
When it comes to therapy, sir, the therapy cost, the quality therapy you want, then the costing is pretty high.
yeah.
Not everyone can afford it. So the corporate companies can pitch in. There are many corporate employees who can claim the insurance, but there are many other IT employees who can't claim the insurance. Now, whether they're coming with underprivileged or marginal income also, CSR funding can help with the therapies.
Is there a facility or program inside your organization, TruHap, where you go and talk to the corporate employees about how to de-stress themselves?
Yes,
Yeah.
we are reaching out for corporate companies to conduct more mental health workshops.
Yeah.
I don't know what is the problem with corporate companies. They want leadership programs, they want productivity programs. But when we reach out saying that we'll help understand mental health and manage mental health, stress management, they ask for a free session.
Correct.
But everything
Even I face that because in my business where we talk about health and all at the moment, I say, "You come and give a free session and go. Somebody is there, they will get in touch with you and all that.
it can't be a promotional activity all the time. As corporate companies, they need to understand that physical health and mental health go hand in hand.
Exactly.
And it is very much required for the employees to have proper mental health to increase their productivity or perform in a better way. Without mental health, nothing can happen. There's a whole lot of science in mental health that proves your productivity.
Correct.
So when we reach out, motivation comes through monetary. It's not always free session.
Yeah.
So we are willing to do free sessions, but not every time.
Not every time.
So corporate companies also have to take it seriously. The mental health of an employee is very important.
Very true.
You can't wait until your employee is taking long leaves.
Correct. But Priyanka, this is what it is. When I talk to corporates and all that, or in my corporate journey and all that, we have de-stressing activities, which says anyway your de-stressing activities are there. So why do we require you? How do you address that situation, that possibility?
De-stressing activities we also do once in a week, but I know to what extent that helps. As a psychologist, I do talk to my therapist regularly. Any kind of counseling that's required, we do provide, but that doesn't happen in a corporate company. De-stressing activities give you dopamine, serotonin that will last only for that day.
Yeah.
It may regenerate you for a couple of days. What after that?
What after that? Yeah, that's a big question. What after that? Yeah.
You're not addressing the problems over there. You're only coating it, the sugar coating with some de-stress activities.
That's it. Because I go back to the same environment after 2 days also.
Yes.
Yeah. So no change in the environment. Yeah.
Toxic environment, or basically how to manage my own stress is something, the skill that I need to learn. What is that I can do for myself? What is my journey? What are my emotions? How am I recognizing myself? And how am I, helping myself?
Yeah. How am I let go in the stress? Yeah.
Yes. These are the things that you don't teach in your de-stressing activities.
No.
Then how are you giving a long-term solution? Long-term solution is empowering a person with a self, help skills.
Self-help skills.
Yes. So we provide those stress management tools.
Okay.
We provide those worksheets, how to recognize yourself, how to help yourself. What are the tools that you can use to help yourself?
Yeah.
It is always about equipping a person to handle themselves or manage themselves with stress, emotions, anxiety. There are many things that come up when we are talking about emotions. So all those can be learned and managed.
Okay. Quickly, in a very 2 or 3 sentences, how does one hand, or what do you tell people? Say, for example, if I come and say, Priyanka, I am under a lot of anxiety. If that situation comes, what do you tell? Quickly, 1 or 2 sentences, not more. Let us not dwell too much into it, but then superficially.
Superficially, if I want to tell, I'm not sure. But one thing I would say is recognize your triggers. Do you know what is causing you anxiety?
That trigger is a big word, yeah.
Yes, you should recognize your triggers. Once you recognize your triggers, work on them. Is there possibility to eliminate them? If there is no possibility to eliminate them, is there possibility to decrease it? No, accept it.
Yeah.
That this is going to be there. This is what I have to deal with.
This is what it is.
This is how I have to deal.
Yeah.
Once you know your triggers, once you know what you have to deal with, once you accept that this is going to be there with me. For example, every Monday morning 9 o'clock, I have to sit with my manager and give him a weekly report. That may be a trigger for you, but there's an acceptance, then there's a preparation for it.
Yeah. Acceptance and preparation. Yeah. Correct.
As long as you try to avoid it, and as long as you keep saying, "Arey Monday aa raha hai, Monday aa raha hai, Monday aa raha hai, Monday aa raha hai," then it's you're not doing anything, but you're making yourself anxious.
That's
so working towards the trigger also helps. Journaling is something that will help. I tell every client of mine, whether it is anxiety, stress, anything, try to do journaling. Write about what you have gone through on that day. reflect on what has happened. You can also, work out on ways or learn through yourself what could have you done in a better way.
Better. Yeah. What could have been done? Yeah.
It's a kind of self-reflection, talking to self. That helps. Second thing is everyday gratitude journaling.
Okay.
I'm thankful for. Could be anything. You
Could be
can
anything.
write what you're thankful for.
Yeah.
That will keep your motivation levels to a very good extent.
Better.
Yes.
Yeah.
So these are few things that you can do.
No. What I tell people, maybe you can correct it. There is any mistake in that. But what I tell people, if you are not talking to yourself, you are missing the person.
Yes.
A beautiful person.
Exactly. That is what we do through journaling, actually.
Okay. Yeah.
It is like reflecting what has happened. For every thing, there may be different questions that you may have to write, but it is all about reflecting.
Yeah. I was reading about. I was reading a book written by Osho. In one paragraph, he said there is a difference between being lonely and being alone. So then I thought both are same.
No.
Then the way that he explained that alone means you are spending time with your own self.
Yes.
So then there is no loneliness.
Yes.
The moment you feel lonely, then there is a stress. People get into depression.
You can feel lonely in a crowd also.
Absolutely.
You are not communicating with anyone. You have something going on inside you. Though there are 100 people around you, still there are chances that you feel lonely.
That's. Will you trigger that people to burst out and then?
I wouldn't say that will trigger, but usually it happens that when people are lonely and they come to us for counseling, then a lot of tissue papers are being used.
Okay.
So the other day, I had we conducted camp in in a society, and there were around 9 consultations I have taken. Out of 9, 7 ladies have walked out of my room crying.
My goodness.
So usually that is what it is.
Yeah.
They come, they
went out and then they feel little lighter and go. They feel better and go.
Yes. Talking helps.
Talking
and
definitely
talking
helps.
to a person who is non-judgmental, because I am nowhere related with your friends, family or anyone.
Anyone. Yeah.
And my profession is where I have to be non-judgmental, and I am not.
You come from a place where there is nothing there for you.
Yeah. So when they open up, they feel better.
Yeah.
They talk about various scenarios, and being trained when you're in a position to give them some solutions also, that helps actually.
Yeah.
So it makes them feel good.
Yeah.
They cry, but when they're leaving, they feel a little better about it.
Long time back, I was getting trained in a company, not in a corporate, but it's a training organization. So he said, you listen without you adding any value to that. That is listening.
Yes.
If I start telling, Priyanka is telling me something and I am adding something in my mind and I am thinking this might be the case, that might be the case, I am not listening to what Priyanka is telling, I am listening to what my mind is telling me.
Yes.
So, coming from a place called nothing, where I am not adding any ideas, I am not adding any my thoughts into that, and just listening to what she is saying, then I will be able to understand better.
I am coming to this, I am blessed actually. I have this problem. My husband says that this is a problem with you. I only listen what you're saying. I can't add anything to it. I fail sometimes. Sometimes some person is trying to give me a message indirectly, but I'm listening only what he or she is telling me. That is not really, comes handy in the outside world, but it is very helpful as a psychologist.
Correct.
Because I am listening. I don't add anything from my side.
Yeah.
There's no judgment. There is nothing that,
there is nothing right, wrong there. It is just pure listening. That's it. Yeah.
I'm listening, I'm understanding, I'm evaluating. I am, with you in your journey.
That's it. So that gives a lot of relief for the other person. And it also leaves you stress free.
Yeah, because, I don't add anything, so I don't have to think about it. And one more good quality is, I'm also blessed to hear and walk out just like that.
That's right.
Because
Great.
it's a kind of a emotionally drowning thing at times when you hear certain stories of certain people, and especially on that day when I was sitting With 9 consultations on a single day, which usually I won't take.
Okay.
3 is my maximum capacity, sometimes 4. But 9 is because we were conducting camp, we were not in a position to reject. Hearing to 9 different women, 9 different stories, 9 different problems, somewhere it emotionally drains me also.
Definitely,
Actually. Sometimes it happens. We try our best to leave it, but sometimes we carry it.
You don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Like Naveen doesn't have a choice, you don't have a choice.
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes the stories are so heart touching.
Yeah, they'll be very
Imagine
gripping.
a girl coming to you and saying she has been molested or raped by a family member. She's hardly 15 years old and she's telling this has happened to her at an age of 10 years and 11 years. Until now, she hasn't revealed it to her parents. And when we ask, is it okay that we discuss with your parents? And they say no. Imagine what goes into our mind as a woman, what keeps going on in our mind. This happens.
10, 11
See?
and a family member doing it.
Yes.
Atrocious.
Yes. Yes. See?
My goodness.
How are you feeling? How are your emotions right now? We get to see that with
Being a father of a girl child. My goodness.
I also have a girl child.
My goodness.
But yes, so we get to hear these stories and sometimes we, into Aptedo and in the story is a different thing for us. But this story is a different thing for us.
She has to carry this a lifelong, man.
She has stopped studying, sir. The parents have bought her to us because she's unable to focus anymore on studies.
She just
but
cannot.
When we intervene, this is the reason behind it.
My goodness.
And she has completely drawn herself. It has, almost
She'll
5 years it has happened. Still, she's unable to come out of it.
She'll withdraw.
Yes. Eventually, that is what has happened. That is where the parents have brought her to us.
Does the parents know about it?
Eventually, we have to, there are certain things that we keep it undisclosed. There are certain things that we have to disclose. So, yes.
Yeah. But it is an issue which definitely the parents must know.
Yes.
Okay. Very close to her? No, not you.
Yes.
That the person who did
family, sir.
My goodness.
Usually it happens with the family members only. Family members are the one who get into all these things.
Or the major culprits. Okay. So very emotional for and emotional for you also to listen to all that. And then
it is. Definitely it is. So these are the stories that, little, sometimes we won't be able to get ourselves out of it.
Yeah.
We'll be like, oh my God, the child went through so much as well.
So much trauma for the child. They cannot go out and tell it openly in the society. I mean, society in the sense in the family and all that, because they will only believe the person. She is only trying to fix this guy or something like that.
Yeah, unfortunately, even parents sometimes do that. They say, oh no, this person is very close to our family. We can't talk to that person. I don't know what to do now. They also don't want to take.
They are also helpless.
They are also helpless. Again, the same society, family name, same thing.
Not caring for the child's life.
They want to. I wouldn't say any parent would not care for the child's life. They want to, but they are bound with the societal pressure. Where they can't open up. They can't confront a person.
Yeah. But they don't have the, I shouldn't comment on it, but I don't know whether it is right or wrong, but they don't have the proofs or whatever that.
So child telling you, child behaving like this, child
especially the girl child.
That itself is a huge proof.
Huge proof, yeah.
And it happened, 5 years ago and still she's unable to come out
carrying,
of it.
Yeah. So, when you go back home like this, I asked you this question earlier, but before we conclude, I really want to know, when you take this kind of stress home,
usually I don't take. It is another psychologist that, I would prefer discussing, and then we think, okay, what is that we can do, or how is that, or, this is what has happened. There's a case discussion that happens, but not everything I carry home. So at home, again, it is my family. I can't really carry those emotions home.
For that purpose only, I asked this question.
Yeah, somewhere, in the deep in my heart, I am like, I'm learning a lot. Okay, this is how I should be as a parent. This is how I should be watchful about my kids. Okay, every day is I am very thankful that my children are like this.
Yeah.
I have lot of learning. When you meet people who are going through so many problems, and when you compare your problems with them, it is like there's nothing.
There's nothing there.
Nothing, man. You are like, you are having a very good life.
Actually.
There's nothing for you to cry or crib or ask more also. What is that you can do is only give back to the society.
Give back to the society.
So those stories are something that will actually, keep you grounded. Make you realize how lucky or fortunate you are, and how good your life is.
Yes.
Touch wood, actually.
Yeah.
So it's all every day, every case is a learning. Personally, it is a learning.
So the kids are blessed to have such a wonderful mother.
Hopefully.
Okay.
They are
Naveen is there. He is also blessed to have such a wonderful wife.
That I'll say yes, he is.
Great.
When it comes to parenting, sir, it is a challenge for anyone. Even if I'm a psychologist, having 3 children, 3 different mentalities.
Yes.
3 different styles of parenting. Always that comparison between siblings, everything will
be
now,
there.
When they grow up, that is where I'll know whether I have been successful as a parent or not. Right now, it is very too early to say actually.
One question which was in my mind, what is that most important message that you want to give to young girls? I mean, in terms of, I believe every mother or every girl don't want to become a mother for a special child. That will be a minimum expectation from everybody. But during that pregnancy time or before the pregnancy or during their adolescence, what care that they need to really take. Even after that, the child is born with a special challenges and all that, it's okay. But
unfortunately, there is nothing a parent can do. There are parents who have actually taking very good care physically, mentally, but still they have autistic children. No one knows why an autistic child is being born.
Of course.
There's a genetic mutation that is happening.
Of course.
But why is it happening? We really don't know the answer. There are a lot of researchers that say that, because of vaccines, the child turns autistic. The preservatives that are there in the food, or the food that we are taking right now, a lot of chemicals or a lot of the junk food, or even the sauce that we can be using day in, day out, a lot of preservatives and chemicals. Now, this could be one of the reasons, but absolutely there is no specific thing that has come till now that this is the reason for autism.
Okay.
So there is unfortunately nothing that I can tell that you can do something or you could have done something to avoid an autistic child in your family. But one thing that definitely what any parent can do is do not get them addicted to screen. There are many parents who turn on the TV, make the child sit in front of the TV and they do their work. Okay. That is something that is creating a little bit of developmental delays in the child. Cognitive development is also a bit delayed.
Correct.
Many parents come and say that, my child is learning English from this, or my child is learning so many things from this. I am glad that your child is learning, but there's a limitation. They need to be in real environment, not synthetic environment.
Yeah.
When you say TV time, screen time, it is all synthetic environment. It is artificial. You want to teach your child colors, then ask them which color chair they are sitting on, what color food
be playful and then involve the child in the activity.
Yes. If you can't, then enroll them in early childhood educations. Start with nursery. Let them go to daycare also. That is also a good option where they actually go and meet other children. There's some sort of
age
learning.
Group,
Yes, rather than making them sit in the house in front of the TV for almost 8 to 9 hours a day. That is absolutely abusing the child.
Yeah, they become lazy also.
The child definitely will become lazy, there's no doubt in it. But you're actually abusing your child with that screen time.
Screen time. That's a major concern these days.
Yes, until 2 years, no screen time. After 2 years also, if you want to start with 30 minutes is the screen time in a day that you can give to your child.
Okay, in a day?
So, yes. So avoid screen time, reduce the screen time as much as it is possible. Even I am a working mother. I understand how difficult it is to engage the child. But you have to take support of your extended family or hire a nanny in the house or send them to the care. Whatever you can do to your child.
Whole lot of things are there.
Early years that is very important when it comes to growth and development. Those early years, if you are putting them in front of the screen, then later on you are the one who are going to suffer because of that.
Correct.
Then later on, there's no point in saying my child is not understanding, my child is not walking yet, my child is not talking in sentences, my child is unable to cope up with the education in the class. So cognitive development is what you yourself have drained down.
Yeah. One thing which you touched is about the food habits and all that. The way that food, right from the cultivation to the home.
Yes.
There are a lot of packed food. Even in my profession also, I tell people don't eat the packed food and all that. But of late we have seen both boys and girls, alike. Earlier in our when we are teenagers and all that, the habits, let's call them habits, only boys used to have. So here and there one or two girls or something like that. But of late it has become more prevalent that we see a lot of women in the men also, no exception. The way they abuse the substance,
Yes.
the cigarettes or alcohol or whatever. How effective on the body they are in terms of spoiling the health.
I was giving an example of sauce, right? Imagine if a sauce can also play a role in spoiling your health. What role can substance abuse can do to you? Irrespective of whether you're drinking only on Friday nights also. Especially women. Women's body is not made for that. Alcohol, smoking. It may be fun for you. Right now it has become something, oh, you don't smoke, oh, you don't drink. There are right now people who ask me actually, oh, you don't smoke,
oh, you don't
drink.
Oh, you don't smoke.
I go with my husband to pubs. So I post it on Instagram. But what I have there is mocktail. It is a fruit juice that we usually have. And, oh, you go to pub, so you must be drinking.
No, you're not.
Okay, I don't come with a generation where drinking was a normal thing. And right now also I don't understand why women want to get into it. Before pregnancy, if you're into substance abuse, I wouldn't, they don't call it a substance abuse because they think they're having a moderate role.
Yeah.
But that is impacting your physical health and mental health.
And the possibly the child's health also.
Yes. Child health also will get impacted. When it comes to child health, it is not only the woman but also the male. The sperm gets impacted or affected if the father has drinking or smoking habit.
So both of them have to
maintain their mental health, physical health in an appropriate way. Eating healthy, living healthy will give you, healthy life.
Healthy life.
And somewhere or the other, it will impact your child.
But how can they handle this one question? Oh, Priyanka, you have gone to that pub and you don't drink. Oh, how do you handle that situation then?
I go there to dance. Unfortunately, it's only pubs where there is live music, and I love live music. So I go there to dance. So that is what I say. I go there to dance.
But the society is not like that, They say if you come and say, "Oh, Prabhu, you're not drinking. You're sitting in a pub and all that. What is this man?" Is that? Oh my goodness.
It is only me and my husband who go. What to do? We both don't drink. He also is a non-alcohol. So for him also the same question arises. So it is like, okay, they don't invite us to parties, so we both go and do our own party.
But generally, how does the society look into that? Because the society also, people have to say, no, I don't want to come into pub and all that. They should say no, but they say yes because of this societal pressure.
Yes. See, as I said, I go to pub to dance. Pub is not a place only for you to drink, But if you are like, I want to drink every Friday, it is like, not only pubs, they have this social gatherings or parties everywhere. Alcohol is a mandatory thing.
Yeah.
And I coming from pure Pakka Telangana background, it is like alcohol is something that is in our blood.
That's it.
You know, any dawat, anything, are mandu leda?
Ah.
Mandu mukkalendi no dawat
No.
is the kind of talk that happens in our culture.
Correct.
But it is like, those are
First
the
they
things.
plan with the alcohol, then the
Yes.
other menu will follow.
Yes. What manduke anchuki enti.
Ante.
That is what will first start, and then the other things. So even in the family gatherings also it happens, irrespective of whether you're a lady or a gent.
It doesn't
Things
matter.
are offered and all. So yeah,
I'll say that's
they eventually learn about you. They know when you don't bring, they stop asking.
So now let's conclude this
Yes.
podcast now.
One message when it comes to mental health: do not ignore yourself. The whole world will stand with you when you stand for yourself. When you ignore yourself, the whole world around you will ignore you. That's the first lesson that you have to learn. That's the lesson that you have to have with you always. Stand for yourself. And when it comes to women empowerment, I am trying my level best to stand for the other women around me and make them empowered. Join me if you're also interested in empowering other women. Maybe you can comment on this and we will reach out to you directly.
Yeah.
And you can be part of our True Saki project also. Thank you.
Yeah. Today we had a wonderful discussion with the founder of TruHap, Priyanka Naveen. She shared a lot of things in our studio sitting here, the way that they empower women especially, and she has a lot of focus on everyone, the men and women together. They must, and it is mandatory for them to have a good health. Good health means good life for them. Her important message was, do not have any substance abuse. Substance is not drugs and all that, but the basic thing called cigarettes and alcohol and all that. Maybe once in a while it's good for social gathering and all that, but regularly it affects you, affects the future generations. That is what she has been experiencing for last several years now after she found the company called TruHap. It's called True Happiness. A wonderful word called true happiness. It only comes when your mental health is good. The more the mental health the better your physical health will be, and the better you can make the world around you. So let us also support her in her CSR activities, in her women empowerment activities, so that the people will be uplifted from their current situation to the next level. She is doing a lot of support for the, with her permission, I can say underprivileged women who have a lot of skill. They are doing a lot of items at their homes, like candles or small tailoring or whatever. All this, if they contact her, she will be able to market them in the marketplace, so that they will also have some better finances for their family. That is an important message from Priyanka Naveen for all of you. Thank you for being thank you for watching this podcast. This is Prabhu, a wellness coach and a host here at UV Photography and Studios. Please do like, share and subscribe our project Udan. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Prabhu sir, for having me over here. Thank you, UV Studios. Thank you, Uma Maheshwar Garu. And it's a very good opportunity for me to be part of this project Udan. I'm so glad that I was able to do my podcast today over here with Prabhu sir. For my details, you can read the description below. In case if you have any concerns, any questions regarding your mental health, or you want to be part of our journey, then please do comment below. Whatever questions or queries you will ask, I'll try to answer as many as possible. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you.